Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you may be on the World Wide Web. Welcome to Giants Blitz, right here on ChilliwackGiants.com, our show about all things football. I'm your host, Tim Amy, and joining us today is none other than Valley Huskers head coach, Mr. Bob Reese. Bob, thank you for joining us today.
Thanks for having me.
Coach Reese joins the Huskers after several years with the Manitoba Bisons, University at U of M. And he also runs his own development company called Recruit Ready. It helps get kids to the next level. Thank you so much for joining us. So, speaking of the next level, nice little segue in here. It's no secret that the Huskers have had some really tough seasons as of late.
Sure.
So what are you going to do to get that team to the next level and get some W's up on the board?
Well, yeah, no, for sure. It's going to be a process coming through. We've started with doing a very good job in recruiting. Recruiting this year has been pretty good for us. But the main thing, as far as we're looking to change a culture here, and that's something I talked about with the board when I came on. We're not just looking to build a team that can win a couple games this year. The bigger picture is to build a team that can compete year in and year out and get to that championship level. And that's our goal. For sure, it's going to take some work to get there. But that's our goal, and it starts with recruiting and instilling a winning attitude with our program.
Right. And how did recruiting go this season?
Recruiting's gone well. At the beginning of the year, we set up a strategy. We knew recruiting kids out of the Valley was going to be a little bit tougher. To go back to your point about our record the last couple of years. But we've done pretty well in the Valley. And then in Winnipeg, obviously with my roots out there, we've done very well in Winnipeg. We have some very good players coming out of there. And then we hit the smaller communities, northern BC, northern Alberta, and some parts of Saskatchewan as well. So we've cast a pretty broad net as in terms of recruiting, and it's come back very well for us.
Nice. Now, what players are you most excited about?
New players coming in?
Yeah. Well, let's start with new players, and we'll talk to returning players.
Yeah, new players coming in. We got some very good players coming in. We got Tristan O'Mara coming to camp. He was the starting corner with the Bisons last year. He's going to play a little bit of receiver for us, as well as DB, and we're very excited to get him going. We got some other kids. Josh Robinson is a DB out of Winnipeg that we're very excited for. Just got out of Bison camp and did very well there, right on the bubble for their team as well. Another defensive back, actually, our secondary is going to be very good. Desmond Jeanson's coming out of Winnipeg as well. Same thing, came out of the Bison camp, performed very well there. We have a few D linemen coming in. Tyler Riva is a kid out of Vernon who's an absolute beast. He's a big kid, 300-pounder. We're looking to put him at nose tackle.
300-pound nose, that's not bad.
He's a big athletic kid. He's pretty raw right now, but we're very, very excited to get him on the field. I think defensively, our recruiting class is very, very good.
Nice. Now, returning players, who really stands out for you?
Our quarterback, Noah Faulkner, he had a very good year last year. We're very excited to get Noah back. We have a few old linemen coming back, Chad Moore and Satvir Bueller. We're very excited to have those guys back. They put in a lot of work in the offseason, and it's been showing. As well, we have Travis Dietrich coming in. He's a DN for us last year. He played very, very well. So we're very excited for those guys and expect a lot of big things out of those guys as well.
Nice. O-lineman, I've had a few conversations with BC junior coaches over the years, and they always tell me everyone wants O-lineman, O and D lineman.
Absolutely.
Were there any challenges bringing some of those guys in to beef up that O and D line?
Sure. And and you're right, it is like that. And you talk to, it's like that at the CIS level as well. O-linemen are tough to find. They really are. And the ones that you think you get, the CIS comes, scooping them up late because they're in the same situation that everybody else in. We've done very well in recruiting O-linemen, though. We have about 14, 15 kids coming in.
Okay.
New kids coming in, and some pretty big boys out there. But it's taken a lot of work, and we've had to look high and low for these guys because a big athletic player that can play, they're not easy to find. They're really not. So, we have cast the net pretty far and wide on that, and again, we think we're coming back pretty good with that.
Now, how many players do you have coming to camp?
We have 71 registered right now, and we're expecting a few walk-ups, so we'll probably get in around the 80 range.
And what's your roster? How big's the roster?
We'll hold a roster of 65.
That's not bad.
Yeah, no, that's pretty good. So
you don't have to cut too many players then?
No, we don't have to cut to too many. And there's 4 camps in BC going on this weekend. There's 3 in Alberta this weekend. So numbers wise, it's, to get that number, we're very happy with that. We set a goal at the beginning of the recruiting season, knowing that this many camps are going on. And we've exceeded our goal, and we're continuing to push in recruiting. We're still out recruiting. We'll be recruiting after camp as well. There's still some guys coming out of the CIS ranks, that we'll be going after as well.
So I want to stick with recruiting. I'm finding this kind of interesting. So when you're out recruiting, how does the process begin? Like, how do you cast that original net?
Well, you do a lot of research. I watch a lot of film. I contact guys I know in BC, guys I know in Alberta, guys I've played with, guys that maybe got back into coaching. And you sort of build a list, and you work your way down. You find out the kids that are interested and the kids that aren't. And then that list is ever changing. You're always looking for new guys. You're always finding new guys. Recruits will come to you in a variety of different ways, but you really have to put in the work, and it takes a lot of film watching, a ton.
Okay.
Yeah.
What's the biggest challenge you think is going to be this season?
I think the biggest challenge for us this season is changing our perception in the community. We kind of touched on it earlier. We are a team that is coming off back-to-back 0-10 seasons. And that's a big goal for us this year. We want to be a very competitive team. We want to produce some wins, and I think we will. But we need to change that perception within ourselves, and then have that filter through to the community, because that's going to help us down the road in recruiting. This is a very big year for us. We've made a lot of changes. And we're putting ourselves out there in the community maybe a little bit more than we have in the past. And trying to build up relationships like that. So I think those are very key points to what we're trying to do this year.
Nice. Okay. And you talked about winning this season, but what are your expectations for this season for the Huskers?
Our expectations are to be a very competitive football team. We expect to battle everybody week in, week out. I'm not one to give predictions on wins-loss records, but we expect to win some football games this year.
Yeah.
I think our talent level is up there. That can be a very competitive team with the rest of the teams in our league. It's a matter of making sure we hold on to our depth, our bottom-end depth especially. But I think we are going to be a very competitive football team. I think we're going to surprise a few people this year, and most certainly we're going to battle hard. That'll be showing out throughout camp this weekend, and that's something that we're going to carry on. We're going to be a very fast, physical football team.
So you've touched on culture a few times now. So how do you change the culture within a team? Like, how do you really get inside guys' heads and turn things like just more positive, I guess?
You got to get guys to buy into the system that you're selling, and that takes some time. And I don't just mean the offense and the defensive system, but who are we and what do we represent? And we're going to touch about that as a team, what our goals are as a team, and how we see ourselves. And then once we set that, and compete with each other, it's all about finding out how to win. And winning's not easy. It's not like you can walk up and turn on a light switch and all of a sudden you're a winner. You have to learn how to win, and in order to do that, you got to be able to compete with yourselves and be willing to put in the work. Winning is a lot of hard work. It doesn't just come easy, especially in football, because of so many variables. There's so many players on the field. You need to work with so many guys. But we're going to be pounding in a winning attitude and a hard-working attitude right off the bat, and that's something that we're going to really focus on too, is competition within practice. We will be competing very heavily against each other, and I think that helps us grow and helps us build to what we're looking to do.
Okay. Now, coaching wise, you're obviously brand new to the Huskers.
Yeah.
Who's coming back, and what new people have you brought in?
Okay, I'll start with who's coming back. We have Corey Amati as our offensive coordinator. He was our offensive coordinator last year. We have Kai Todd-Hunter, our running back coach, is coming back. Luke Atchison, our O-line coach, is coming back.
I know Luke, yeah.
We have Jason Campbell. He's moving to linebackers this year. We was with our D-line last year. We've kind of adjusted that. We're moving him to linebacker. We brought on Sheldon Todd-Hunter. He's kind of been in and around this community for quite some time. And he's going to be working with our D-line. I'm going to be running our defense this year as far as the coordinating. And then we have a few other new guys here. My brother Ben is going to be coming on to work with DBs. He's been with the Huskers before. We're very excited to have all these guys. We've added, drawing a blank here. Oh, Chris McCulloch is a guy we're bringing on.
Don't forget anybody.
Yeah, I know.
Feelings get hurt.
Teague Funk is a guy who's coming on to help our receivers. He's been with SFU in the past. We got Jake Creasy, a former Chilliwack guy, coming out to help out as well. Let's see, who else am I missing here?
It's a big staff.
Yeah, no, for sure. Hey, we've added a lot of guys, and that was one thing I talked with the board about coming in. We need to up our coaching staff, in order to put the best product on the field, and I think we've done a very good job in adding the coaching staff. Our guest coaching staff for this camp is phenomenal. And we're very, very excited with the staff we've put in place. I feel like we're all on the same page. We've touched base a few times now throughout the off season, and to really make sure we are coming together with a focused, unified goal for what we're trying to do.
Nice. Okay. I'm excited about the season. They've had. I go to the games. I take them in, and I have to say by the end of last season, they were a lot better by their last game than they were. So you've got a real solid building block.
Absolutely, and I mean, I've watched film on these guys too, and sure, they were an 0-10 football team, but they were very competitive in a lot of games. Yeah. A few things here or there. And that's a far different season, and I think that's something that we'll touch on moving forward about exactly where we are. We're not as far down as everybody might think we are. And then, to change this thing around might not be, as far away as people think that it is either. We'll see.
Very good. Now, you took an interesting path in your career. You played in Mission, BC boy.
Yes.
And you went to high school. Did you go to the Abbotsford Air Force?
I did, yeah. I played community ball in Mission. We didn't have a high school team then. I played with the Niners. Very proud to say that. And then I went over to Abbotsford. I played junior in Abbotsford for 4 years, I believe. At that time, you're allowed to do that and then go on and play CIS for your full career. So I took advantage of that and did both. Played at U of M, and it was probably the best decision I ever made.
And after U of M, where did you go?
I went to Europe. I spent some time in Austria. I kind of got a cup of coffee with the league and sniffed around, and it didn't work out. And I wasn't done playing football. I wanted to go and get a life experience, and it was awesome. It was great. I played in Austria. We got to tour around a lot of Eastern Europe, which to me was really exciting and cool, and it was a great experience.
When was that? When were you in Eastern Europe?
I would have been 2000 and fall of 2008.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So it had been a while since the war had ended. The Civil War.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, it was. But I mean, we went into Slovakia there, and that it didn't look like the war had been over for that long. It was a pretty intense place, but it was cool. It was a cool experience.
So I'm curious about this because, of course, Europe, it's soccer or football, as they call it, is number one, hands down. Right. So what kind of were the fans coming out? Did they understand the game?
No, we didn't have any fans. And to be honest, I didn't really do the research into where I was going. This team had contacted me through this website that you go to. And I was like, hey, cool, this sounds great. And I ended up in, I guess it would have been like a tier 2 sort of for that league. So the fans were like, there was nobody there. We ended up winning it all, and it was awesome. But football's growing out there, and it's growing fast. Germany and Austria are producing some pretty good football players. You're seeing guys come from there into the CIS or now U Sports all the time. As well as NCAA. So I mean, it's expanding out there for sure.
That's amazing.
Yeah, they play some decent football there.
Football. I moved to Chilliwack, and my son started playing, and I got hooked. I got it in my system, and
That's a beautiful game.
He's first year junior bantam this year, and if he drops out after first, it'll crush me. I don't want to think about it. So you played against the Giants, right?
I did.
In your
Yes.
team.
Yes.
And what teams did you play against?
Like who was on those teams?
Well, what years were they?
I mean, I played. Dave Haynes coached for the Giants. I played against his team, so I would have played up until '98, I think. So
So you went against the midget team that won the championship in '96.
Yes.
On the '97.
Yes, I see.
You can't see it on camera,
yes.
Mr. Bjorgi.
Yes. To be fair, we got robbed in the semifinal game against Abbotsford. And it was Abbotsford that they beat there. So I mean, congratulations, and it still stinks.
You don't forget, Wayne is adamant that kids don't care about the score. He always says this. But then all of a sudden you come along.
Yeah.
After that one game you lost, you just don't think you never forget it, right?
It's the ones that you lose that stick around. I had a great season in 07, but and I remember missing a read in the Vanier, and that's what sticks with me more than anything. And it wasn't for a touchdown, it wasn't for anything like that, but I missed my read, and they got a catch, and it eats me alive to this day. So yeah, thanks.
So how does it feel to be back in BC? You're off in Manitoba. How many years were you in Manitoba?
I moved out there in 2003, and I've been there since. I've been back and forth visiting. My family's
12 years?
here.
Or 17.
I'll let you count it up.
14 years. Right.
Yeah.
I'm not in this for my math, people. 14 years. Okay.
It's been a long time.
Yeah.
So I'm very excited to get back here. I love BC. It gets me close to family, and and I'm super excited to be home. I really am. And I got off the plane the other day. It's beautiful, and you kind
No,
of,
it wasn't.
You kind of
it wasn't. It wasn't beautiful the other day.
All right, today was
boring.
beautiful. Today was beautiful, and you forget just how nice it is to have those mountains in the background, especially living in Winnipeg.
All right, so let's talk about your favorite football movie. It's my favorite topic. What's your favorite football movie?
That is such a tough question. I think, and I'm going to change my answer from earlier. I think I'm going to go with The Program.
Okay.
Yeah, I love that movie. And it's an old movie, but it is now. But just a great movie. The scenes in it, the football scenes. Welcome to the Jungle playing.
What stands out for you for that film the most?
I'd say the football scenes, the training camp scenes, and really get into to see the physicality of it. And that's what they emphasized on. Was the physical aspect of training camp and the gruelingness of it. And at that level, especially at the NCAA level that movie's portraying, it's that's reality. It's a grind, and it's a physical grind. And I thought they did a very good job of showing that throughout that movie.
Nice. Yeah. All right. Well, thank you very much for your time. I really appreciate it.
Hey, appreciate it. Thanks
Coach
for having
Rees,
me.
come see the Huskers, the Valley Huskers at Exhibition Stadium this season. First game is what, August 7th?
Our first home game is August 5th. August 5th against
long
Langley.
weekend.
Yeah,
that's right.
We open up July 29th in Kamloops, and then we're home to Langley
on the 5th. Wonderful.
Awesome.
I look forward to it. It's going to be a great game.
Yes, it is.
It's an exciting season. Opening game day is always so exciting at home. It's just there's something about the atmosphere.
And this team puts on a very good game day presentation, so we're very excited for August 5th.
Nice. Thank you very much. Well, thank you so much for your time. I'm Tim Amy. Thank you for joining us on Giants Blitz right here at ChilliwackGiants.com. And of course, thank you so much to the people that make this show possible. Executive producer Wayne Bjorgi, our technical producer Tim Maston, social media empress extraordinaire Miss Jillian Fraser, and our show whip, the man who gets us all in line, Mr. Tom Caverly. Thank you all so much for joining in right here at ChilliwackGiants.com.